Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I hope that all of you are good and safe and sound at home. Students, yesterday we did the present perfect tense. So today we are to deal with the next one tense. We have also talked about the present continuous tense as well. Right? So today we are to deal with the mixture of both tenses, present perfect, continuous tense. This one is another tense, right? This tense is used to show that an action started in the past and is still running. I told you in the present perfect tense that action, that tense actually talks about an action that started in the past and completed recently in present time. But here, in the present perfect continuous tense, it talks about an action that started in the past. This one is the same thing, right? But here it talks about an action that started in the past and is still running. ये उस काम की बात करता है कि जो कि पास्ट में स्टार्ट हुआ लेकिन अब तक कंटिन्यू है, राइट? सॉरी. The present perfect continuous usually emphasizes duration or the amount of time that an action has been taking. Now it talks about the time period that an action is taking from the past time till, present time, right? But in the present perfect tense, there is no, such thing like emphasize on the duration or the time period that an action is taking, right? Okay. टॉकिंग अबाउट द आइडेंटिफिकेशन स्टूडेंट्स. तो उर्दू फ़िक्रात के आखिर में प्रेजेंट कंटिन्यूस टेंस की तरह इसमें भी रहा है, रही है, रहा हूँ, रहे हैं वगैरह आते हैं, लेकिन इसमें मुद्दत या वक्त का जिक्र होता है. आई टोल्ड यू कि इसमें टाइम पीरियड मेंशन होता है. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल टाइम पीरियड कैसे होगा मेंशन? तुम 3 दिन से मजमून लिख रहे हो, मैं दोपहर से तुम्हारा इंतज़ार कर रहा हूँ. अब यहाँ पे एंडिंग वर्ड्स तो सेम है लाइक द प्रेजेंट continuous tense, but here difference is 3 din and dopeher. These are actually telling you about the time period, the duration, right, that an action is, has been taking. Okay, talking about the helping verb students. So I told you in the present perfect tense that we use has, have. Now here you are to use, we are talking about the present perfect continuous, both, mixture of both. So here you will use has been and have been because we are to use ing, right? Ing first form with ing because we are talking about the continuous tense here. So here has been will use, it will be used with the third person singulars like he, she, it can be used with the nouns, singular nouns. Have been will be, used with the I, we, they, you, or it can be plural nouns, right, or pronouns. Forms of verb, we use first form of verb plus ing. I told you that we are also talking about the continuous tense. So in continuous tense we use first form of verb and ing with that, right? So we are to use first form plus ing with have been or has been. For example, eating, going, coming, etc. There is another thing that I told you that we are, this tense actually talks about or emphasizes on the time period or duration. So we are to use two things here, two words actually here, since and for, because we are talking about the time here, right? Emphasize on the time. So we are to use two things, two words here, since and for. We often use for and since when talking about time. I told you before. For you will use when there is, time is unsure, time is uncertain, you are not sure about the time is not, isn't definite. So you will use there for. जहाँ पे आपके पास definite time नहीं होगा, time के बारे में आप sure नहीं होंगे, तो वहाँ पे आप for का इस्तेमाल करेंगे. For example, 5 hours, 2 hours, few days, 4 days, 7 days, 2 months, 8 months, 1 year, 10 year, for a long time. So if there are, these type of times are mentioned in the sentences, so you are to use this one for with those. But if we talk about the since, so since you will use when the time is certain, the time is sure, the time is definite. So you will use since when the time is accurate, about the accurate time. For example, if the time is like 3 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 5 p.m., 4 p.m., Monday, Saturday, Sunday, it can be month's name like March, June. It can be year like 2011, 12, 13. It can be morning, evening, right? Yesterday, sorry, yesterday, tomorrow. So if the time is like this, accurate or sure or certain, you are to use since with those type of times in the sentences. If we talk about the structure of sentences, students, so the first one is simple one sentence, affirmative sentence. The structure you are to follow here is first you are to write the subject, then comes helping verb, then comes first form of verb plus ing. After that, you are to write for or since according to the time if it is uncertain or certain. After that comes object. For example, I have been working for 2 hours. Now 2 hours is uncertain time, so you are to use here for. I is a subject, have been is helping verb, working first form plus ing, for is for the time, 2 hours here is object. Moving towards the negative sentences, students. So structure for negative sentences, I told you about the negative one, that we if you want to negate something, you use the words not or no. So those sentences are basically called as negative one. So here the structure is subject you are to write first, then comes has, have according to the subject. After that you are to write not. You cannot write like has been not or have been not. No, you are to write subject, after that has or have. After that you are to write not between has been or have been, right? Then comes first form plus ing, for or since, and after that comes object at the end. For example, I have not been working for 2 hours. I is a subject, have not been helping verb with not, working first form plus ing, for according to the time if it is certain or uncertain, 2 hours here is object. Moving towards the last one, there is interrogative sentences, students. So the structure you are to follow is you are to write first helping verb, has, have, but you are to write half helping verb, not has been or have been. You are to write only has or have. After that you will write subject, then comes been after subject. After that comes first form plus ing, and then comes object at the end. You are to put question mark here because it's interrogative sentence. Example is here for you. Have I been working for 2 hours? Question mark. Have is helping verb, I is a subject, been here another part of helping verb, working first form plus ing, for is for according to the time, 2 hours here object, and question mark at the end, right? So these were actually the structures of affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences for present perfect continuous tense. Examples are here for you. Number 1 is बच्चा 2 घंटे से रो रहा है. Child has been crying for 2 hours. Now here for is used because this one 2 hours is uncertain time. Negative is child has not been crying for 2 hours. Interrogative is has the child been crying for 2 hours? Question mark. Number 2 is Ustad 8 बजे से पढ़ा रहा है. Teacher has been teaching since 8 o'clock. Now here we have used here since. Why is it so? Because 8 o'clock is certain time, right? Negative is teacher has not been teaching since 8 o'clock. Has teacher been teaching since 8 o'clock? Question mark. This is interrogative sentence. So those were the examples, students. I hope that all of the points are clear. This one is exercise for your practice. You are to practice this one exercise of present perfect continuous tense on your sheets or rough notebooks, right? So that there will be no ambiguity at all regarding to today's topic, that is present perfect continuous tense, right? All right. Let me read the diary for you. Revise the concept of present perfect continuous tense and practice as well. You are to revise the today's topic, that is present perfect continuous tense, and practice as well. You are to practice these one sentences on your rough notebooks or sheets. right? This was all about today's lecture, students. Thank you very much.